Hi everyone, how you all going? Hope everyone's doing amazing. Just excuse my look today. I've got a day off. Yay! I was fucking excited. I've been so busy with work. We're very understaffed and I've been doing some big hours and long hours. So, yeah, cut a long story short, I just don't look as glamorous as I normally do, but oh well, we'll get there. And it's freezing in Melbourne today, like 12 degrees. So, oh my God, I'm just not used to this cold. So anyhow, I'll get to the point. I've had a few people message me just to check in on, because obviously I've been AWOL for like 2 months. So, and like I said at the end of the last video, was no news is good news. So if you're not hearing from me, I'm okay. So I know I'm okay now. So don't stress out. So where we left off on the last video with Novavax was I was considering, I looked at the schedule and mixed up my times. So the schedule is you have your first vaccination of Novavax, 3 weeks later you get your second, and I thought it said 3 weeks later you get your booster shot or whatever. But it's 3 months from the second shot to the booster, and then 3 months again to the booster for the booster. But there's a third shot in there as well. So I wasn't quite sure on where I stood, whether I had to get, because I have a suppressed immunity, because it's being suppressed medication-wise. So I didn't know if I have to get a third shot and then the booster 3 months later. But so I was trying to contact my neurologist and GP and stuff, and I got hold of my GP and she said she wasn't sure, and to get a hold of my neurologist, ask him if I had to have a third one, and then the booster, and he was to speak to the immunologist to get the okay to do that. So all that aside, we've decided, I finally, yesterday, got a phone call from my neurologist after like weeks. It's like 6 weeks of constant trying to contact him. You try me on the phone and you just sit there for hours and you leave messages, you email, they don't get there. They told me it was going to be last Tuesday that a phone consult was going to happen. Didn't happen. So anyway, last night he rang. Yay, only a week late. And then, yeah, we just discussed what was going to happen. He said, oh, look, it's only because your immune system's being suppressed by medication that you would, that your immune is compromised. So don't stress about it. Just go and have the booster shot done. So it's like, thank God. So I had my second dose of Novavax on the 6th of April. So that would make it the 6th of July that I go and have my booster shot done. So it's just a matter of waiting now. And like I said, I didn't have too many problems with the second shot. So I'm hoping that my booster will be fine. And he told me to hold off on getting the booster for the 5th shot, which is a booster for the booster. So he said, hold off as long as possible for that one. We'll get an EEG done and see where you're at with everything. So that was good. Tick that one off the list. As of Sunday this week, I'll be coming off Perizidone and the ulcer medication you've got to take with Perizidone. I think it's Pantanzolone or something. Anyway, both of those gone, dusted. I haven't had any problems weaning down, so they're not foreseeing any problems me coming off it totally. I'm only on like 1 milligram, and your body naturally makes 7 milligrams a day of bloody cortisol. So like I said, don't know what's going on there. So I'm just going to do that. I was hoping to God he was going to take me off the Keppra, which is anesthesia medication, and the blood pressure medication, but he didn't take me off that. He said, no, you're on that for life now, damn it. It's like, great. It's like the last thing I need. Anyhow, yeah, so the Keppra, I'm on 1,000 milligrams twice a day, 2,000 milligrams. And I was speaking to a friend of mine at work. She's a nurse, actually, and she does suffer from epilepsy, and she's on the exact same medication. And we were having a discussion about it. And I said to her, I just zone out some days. Like, I'm just shit. And I don't know, Arthur from Martha, people have to repeat themselves. I feel like I'm getting dementia because I'm working with dementia clients and I'm seeing the exact same behaviours. I'm like, perhaps that's what I got. Yeah, she's like, yeah, no, I have the same problem. And then she said, how much are you on? And I said what I was on, like 2,000 milligrams a day. And she's like, really? I'm on like 300 or something, 250 or something. And I'm like, wow. And she's like, yeah, and I have epilepsy. And she said, and I've got to go back and get it reassessed because I had another seizure in a 6 months time period or whatever it was. So she has hazy days. But then in saying that brings up a whole new understanding of what medications do, because looking at her, she's younger than I am. Oh, I'm so sorry. I've got like an eye week today. Too much makeup. Hi, the eye bags. She's way younger than I am, and she's taller and skinnier. And I mean, a lot skinnier. So I'm just wondering whether medications work like when you take your dog to the vet and you weigh them, and they go, oh yeah, you need X amount of the antibiotic because they weigh this amount of weight. And yeah. So perhaps because Kimmy's a fat one, I need a little bit more. I don't know how that works, but yeah, she's like, I can't believe you're even functioning. Like, I might, yeah, well, not functioning on all 4 cylinders, but I get it. And I said, and that's the most frustrating part. So I'm just not functioning as like normal. And that's just the cards I've been dealt, and I'll just have to deal with it. It will get better. I'm sure when they start dropping me off the medications, I'll start to like think straight, which can't come soon enough as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, on the 4th of May, had me flu jab, and I did have a bit of a reaction to that. You get the cold. Like, I've just got like a head cold from that. Felt like shit. And then I was fine. And I've just sort of worked out the dates today and went, oh, perhaps my kids and my hubby all came down with the worst flu from hell. The flu that's going around at the moment in Australia is terrible. And they were all sick, and I was like, oh my God, I don't want to get sick because A, I can't work, and B, I don't want to get sick. And they're like, yeah, try and stay away from us. And the hardest thing is, all you want to do with your kids and your other half is when they're feeling sick and shit like that, you just want to give them comfort. You want to be close to them. And I just had to stay away because I couldn't afford to get crook, and my other half was sleeping on the couch because he just didn't want to be in close proximity to me. And he was sleeping a lot. He was really unwell, had chills, fever. He was really sick. And I was like, oh my God, please don't let me get that. And he's like, yeah, honey, if you get this, like, you're going to be, you wish you're dead. Like, this is going to be really, really bad. And I'm like, oh, just stay away. Not today, Satan. So, anyhow, they recovered from it. But I was just like looking at the dates going, perhaps I might have actually, because they say that they give you a bit of a live dose of the flu to build up your immunity from the flu vaccination. And I thought maybe I've passed it on to them because I kept saying, oh, well, I didn't get it. Must have been the flu jabs protected me. And I'm just now thinking maybe I am the source. Maybe I'm patient 0, and maybe I gave them that shit, and because none of them were vaccinated for it or had big immunities, because we've been locked inside in Melbourne for ages and flu hasn't been a problem because no one's been in contact with anybody. So they've just come over that. So they're all back at school and work and stuff now. So it's been a couple of weeks, but they were really, really, really unwell. And I've only had 2 children that had COVID, Another one got it. Oh, she got it, and then the poor little bugger hadn't even recovered from it, and then got the flu on top of it. So, yeah, that wasn't fun. So, yeah, so 2 out of the 5 of us have had Omicron and haven't had any issues. Saying that, the vaccinations don't do anything really to prevent you getting Omicron or protect you from the really severe side effects that Omicron can give you. So, yeah, it was just a waiting game. At some point, nearly all of us are going to get it. We've got it at work. We've got it bloody in the street. We've got it, businesses are screaming for people to work because they can't pack shelves and whatever else because of the Omicron virus going around. So, whatever. That's the state of the nation. I don't know. It's so cold down here that my nose and eyes and everything have been running since I got out of the shower. And I was cooking when I got out of the shower. Anyhow, keep pushing on. Because it's quick. We've got to do this quick. So, so I've had the flu jab, had no problems. I had a bit of a runny nose, felt like I had a head cold, but I wasn't really sick from it. So that works fine. Because it's the same sort of technology as Novavax, I could have basically had them back to back. Found that out from my GP. She just said, yeah, go and have it done because you can nearly have them back to back. You'll be fine. I'm like, cool, no worries. Done. Awesome. So no one else knows because even people vaccinating me didn't know that information, so that's good. So other than that, it's just a waiting game now. To wait until I've gone and seen my doctor and she's thumbs up. We've just got to wait for these EEG bloody test referrals to come through, and then I can go and have that done. And he said he's going to speak to me in another 6 weeks. But in saying that, he says that every fucking time. And it's another 6 months before I hear from him. So I'm like, okay. So anyhow, that's the state of the nation. I'm all good and well. Like I said, we've moved. My computer crashed the day after I plugged it in. Just refused to open on Windows. I don't know what the problem was. We tried to took it to get it fixed. The guy reckoned he fixed it. Came back, plugged it in, same shit was going on. I couldn't be bothered with it. It's an old computer. I've had it for like years. And I actually got it secondhand, I think, when I purchased it from the bloody place secondhand or whatever. So we got rid of that one. I got a new one for Mother's Day. So I've been diligently doing my schoolwork. And yay, thank God. So today is a day of sitting down and finishing assignments. The assignment I did and handed in and submitted before we moved house because I wanted it out of the way so it wasn't sort of hanging in space. And when you start a task and then you have a break for a while and then you try and get back to that task because it's not the same. So that's what I didn't want to have happen. So I submitted it and it came back straight away, passed. So I was ecstatic because it's only the second one that I've ever submitted that's come back with no resubmit. So I was like, jumping up and down and really excited about it. And my other half said, oh yeah, because they were aware, the Adult Education Centre were aware that you'd had such issues and this was your first assignment back from having all your brain injuries and stuff like that. So they dumbed it down. I'm like, oh, thanks, honey. Just burst the bubble. Like, I actually thought I was achieving something and now you're telling me they only passed me because I'm dumb. And then I got really angry because I'm like, well, what? It's like, oh, because he's a teacher. He's like, oh, because they've got to make special compensations for people. And, not everybody's a square peg. And I'm like, so what you're saying is that, and I think that's so unfair, because if you're paying to get a certificate and you're studying really hard, and then there's somebody that's not quite as articulate or academically inclined, then they go, oh, well, we've got to dumb down the course or the criteria to meet their special requirements. I don't think that's fair because, well, it's not fair because, I mean, they don't do it at universities. Like university, if you're going to be a doctor, they don't turn around and go, oh, because you can't, you've never had any formal education and stuff, buddy, we'll just your spelling's terrible, your handwriting's terrible, you're not getting this course at all, we'll make an exception because you've got, literacy issues. I don't think you should be passed just because you're paid. I mean, the whole thing with America, where the celebrities were paying for their kids' education, it's like, yeah, it's just unfair. Anyway, so I was a little bit pissed off about that, and I have sent an email off to my assessors and said, did you take into consideration the fact that because I don't think that's fair. I think I should be passed at the same level as everybody else. I know, there's certain circumstances you have to like English and stuff like that, where they're immigrants and they have a problem with the English language. I get that. I totally do get that. But mental level, like, no, you shouldn't. If you can't pass it at a certain level, then it's a fail. And that should be across the board. I don't think that should be moved. But I haven't heard back from them yet, so we'll wait and see whether or not they did pass me because I passed, or they passed me because they felt sorry for me. But it did just chip away at the old ego for a minute there. I was like, great. They think I'm stupid. So anyway, that's where we're at, and I better get going because I've got so much to do. I've got working tomorrow and washing to do that just keeps piling up. And schoolwork to do today, and cooking and cleaning and all that other crap that goes with life. So I will catch up with everybody soon. Probably in another, what are we at? Another month or so. So don't stress if you don't hear from me. I'm alive and well. I'm just busy as a blue-ass fly. So, yeah. All right. Love yous all. Please take care. Be safe. And we'll see you all on the other side of me vaccination. Not on the other side of life. Okay? See you guys.